Okay, so the next game is one that is no surprise. I mentioned this earlier. House Builder is the very first Playway game I ever played. And they sent me a key to the game, and I reviewed it on my YouTube channel. And the review, it wasn't, it was a bit of a sleeper hit. It wasn't very popular at first. It wasn't until I got Gunsmith Simulator that things really started to take off. I streamed Gunsmith Simulator and House Builder, and between the two of those, more importantly, that's what got me into this genre. I didn't play simulation games. I had no interest in them at all. I played this, I was hooked. Now, I've streamed House Builder several times. I've streamed the sequel, House Builder 2, as well. I'm going to be honest, I actually think the OG House Builder is the best of the two games. But given there's so much DLC and content for the first game, I'm going to give the second one a bit of time to marinate. But Playway have very, very generously sent me a key to their newest DLC for House Builder, because yes, they are still putting out DLC even though the sequel's out, and that is the Garden DLC. So in the Garden DLC, we're going to be building gardens, greenhouses, all that good stuff. I've already played around with a few of the maps, but we're going to jump in and we're going to do a few builds right now. So let's get our first one. So we've got our greenhouse. And I'm going to try and do 2 builds tonight. We'll see if we can... Let me just change those settings 1 sec. It's a bit on the loud side. That's better. Okay. So the first house we're going to build is a greenhouse. So we need to start off with our rebar. And we're going to lay the rebar. There we go. Now, one of the things I love about this game is it is a very relaxing sort of game. This is the game I go to when I've had a long day at work and, you know, I'm just trying to de-stress, trying to switch off. And I may not necessarily want to play a zombie survival game, something like really high stakes and high stress. And I just want to play a game where I can relax. And this is my go-to game. I have spent more hours in this game, and you can probably tell if you have a look in the top right-hand corner. I have $230,000, so I've been playing this game a lot. In fact, I've had this saved since 2021, when the game first came out. So I've been playing this on and off for 4 years. Just grabbing some coffee. It's getting pretty cold here. In fact, while this mixes, I'm just going to turn on the heater. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix some concrete. And I'm going to get another batch going because we need 2. 1, 2, 3. So 2 bags of concrete, 3 shovels of sand. And let's level the floor. And we should have enough for another load. Beautiful. Okay. We will need more concrete, so I'm going to get another load on the go. Okay, and we need some bricks, so let's get those. Now, because I've been playing so long, I have unlocked all of the skills in the game. A build for this game can usually take a couple of hours, but with all of your skills maxed, and you can turn them off. One of the updates they did for the game, which I love, is you can actually turn off all the extra skills and do a build with placing every single brick and block. I'm not going to do that because I want to show you the game, but if you want the authentic experience, building every single brick and block in the game, you can do that. And this is a really good game as a simulator, because while it's not the most realistic one out there, it does have the most. It's the most accessible one out there. And when I say accessible, it's a game that anyone can pick up and play. There's other games out there. A good example would be something like Construction Simulator, which is very, very technical. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't play a game like Construction Simulator until you played something like House Builder first, because it's really good to set up the basics of the game to learn. And this is it's really relaxed and simple. You don't need to be a hardcore gamer or a hardcore simulation game enthusiast to get your head around how this works. Oops. Let's let that build. One more wheelbarrow full of concrete and we're golden. Let's go, son. As I said, I want to get 2 builds done tonight. It's going to be a long stream, but as I said, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm a big fan of Playway, so whenever I cover their games, I make sure I do as good a job as possible. And because I did kind of miff up the first a little bit, I want to try and make sure I'm doing the right thing by these guys. Really big fan of their games. We need 13, so I'll just get 16. I've got so much money, I don't need to save. Normally you have to watch every dollar, but I've done over 100 house builds now, so I've done most of the game, and I've got a lot of money. I'm not saying that to show off. I'm saying that to demonstrate how much content there is in this game. Even if I wasn't streaming, like what you see in streaming is probably 10% of my time. Having played the game, I've spent a huge amount of time, and Mr. Bobbles also plays these sort of games. He started to get into Playway's games. He was curious about how much time I spend playing these, in the sense that like he's into gaming too, but he's only recently gotten into simulation games, so it's been really good to see him enjoying it as well. Let me just jump in and grab some of these. I need 31 of these. Let's just get 31 and 8 of... Let's get these first. Okay, and we need... I'm going to need a ton of these, so I'm just going to get 32. I don't care. We'll need them. Don't worry, we'll get the rest in a minute. So I'm going to get this done. Savage. Okay, I've got some boards. I can get the nail gun. I guess this thing, it does feel more like a submachine gun than a nail gun, but it does the job. We absolutely positively have to nail everything in the room, except no substitutes. Okay, we are out of bricky poos. I need 141. Don't worry, we're going to use a ton of bricks in this build. And if I do go over my budget, I've got enough money. I don't need to worry about budget. I am probably going to make a small profit on these. The big houses are the ones where you make the most profit. And there's also some free houses you can get if you run out of money. But honestly, money's not a big problem for me right now. So if I lose a bit of money on this, I don't really care. It's all good. I'll make it back. I'll do a few easy builds. Make a few $1,000s. Did I not get enough? Oh, okay. We need more. Okay. Whatevs. I've got the cash. Got the cash to splash. Let's go, son. Now, I love to see that Playway are continuing to support these games too, because a lot of these older games, like I know Playway started making new games. I've been playing a lot of them too, but a lot of games like the ones you're seeing tonight are ones that they have that they've been on the Steam store for quite some time. But they've continued to support these games, continue to update them with DLC. And I know a lot of people get angry at the whole DLC thing, but to be honest, most of Playway's DLC, I think, in my humble opinion, is pretty good value for money. Like you're looking at maybe $10 at the most, and they're almost always on sale. So you'll get a DLC for House Builder for probably like $6-7, and the average house build. It's going to take you a few hours. So you're going to get 5 or 6 hours of content out of these, and for $5, that's damn good. And they often do sales. They'll have like whole packs of it. I've been fortunate enough I haven't had to purchase them, but I have bought DLC for the next game we're going to be looking at, which is Farmer's Life. So yeah, I absolutely love their games. I'd be streaming these even if they didn't send them to me. I'm just really fortunate that they did. And I'm not alone. I'm seeing more and more people covering these games. You're going to see more people, more YouTubers playing this. I'm not surprised because it is a really excellent series. Can I nail this down? Oh, there we go. Let's go. I need 52. We'll buy some more. Get the old nail gun out. Pow, pow, pow. This is, of course, a skill. I'm kind of cheating to speed things up a bit. Okay, I need 15 of these posts, so 16 close enough. And I'm gonna need 1 concrete lintel. Here we go. Savage. That's what we like to see. So we're actually making damn good time. We're a quarter of the way already. Yeah, baby. We need some... We need some... I don't know how much... I don't think I've got enough bricks here, so... I'll use what I've got, though, just to... I don't like leaving big stacks of these around, but... Unfortunately, once you open a pallet, that's the only way to store them. You have to actually store them in stacks on the ground like that. They don't neatly bunch up. Okay, 4 bricks. Oh, we're 4 short. Okay, I'll buy them. That's okay. Let's get the rest of these posts set up. Where they at? One there. 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 Oh, I'm gonna need to... Oh, I'm gonna need some of this skirting here. We may need to get the scaffold out. Let's get that bad boy going. There we go. How could I move an entire scaffold by hand? It's one of the great mysteries of the universe. Let's go. Okay, I need... No? Okay, I need bricks. Let's get those. I need 7 covers. And I need 4 bricks. Oh, equipment full. What can I drop? These concrete lintels can go down. Off you go, son. Okay, looking good. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, you're right, Lukey. I'm sorry. It is House Builder. I don't know why it didn't update. Let me fix it. Oh, thank you, man. I can't believe I messed that up. My bad. I'm gonna have to go back and retroactively change that stream. Yeah, that's why you get the big bucks, man. Yeah, my bad. Thank you. I would have completely missed that if you hadn't have said it. How you going, man? Yeah, I'm doing a special on the publisher Playway Games. They've sent me a big set of games to play, and yeah, we're checking them out. I mean, I've streamed this one before. This is the game that got me into simulation games. This and Gunsmith Simulator are probably my 2 favorites. Oh, no worries, man. Thank you for the heads up. I wouldn't have even noticed. I was too into the game. Thank you. I owe you one. Okay, we need 11 more.
Go ahead.
And we need some skirting. Have I got... Oh, I've got the wrong one. Okay, let's add this. That explains why everyone was dropping off, because I was like, oh, I've got the wrong game. I feel so stupid. It's kind of hard with OBS, because what I found, the reason why they didn't update was if you select a game sometimes in OBS, it just doesn't change it. It says that it's changed and it doesn't, and then you find out half an hour later that Twitch is saying you're streaming the wrong game. So it wasn't malicious. I literally had no idea it was the wrong one. And at some point Twitch probably said, oh, you're playing Project Zomboid, but yeah. And that's gonna suck because I'm gonna have to I use the game settings to show the footage for the site that I get these games through. So I'll have to talk to Playway and tell them, yes, I did actually cover this game, but because OBS is a bit smooth-brained, it decided it didn't want to work, didn't want to play nice. Okay, let's just buy 40 of those. Yeah, man, I hope you're doing well. If you're still around, I'll tell you tomorrow when we're streaming, but I found a really good spot for us to go on our next Project Zomboid adventure. I found a banger of a loot spot. It's got a lot of products we're gonna want. Well, it's got a lot of products I'm gonna want, but I think there's also some stuff you guys might be interested in. But I'll leave you in suspense until tomorrow. I've been trying to get Mr. Bobbles to play Project Zomboid, but I just can't. I think he's kind of lost interest in it, unfortunately. Now he's into he's been playing he got the new Resident Evil. Like, I can't even be angry, that game's a classic, but yeah, he's been playing Resident Evil, the remake of number 4. And I said to him, I'm gonna have to, because I played the OG one, and I haven't played the remake. So I said, when you're done, I'll have a crack it for myself. I'll have to have a go. But yeah, I had a bit of time in lieu today, so I was able to finish work early, and I was playing the hell out of all of these games. The previous one, we were playing the driving sim. I played it for 8 hours. Over the not today, but over the last week or so. Yeah, okay, we can have a look for the settings. The person we were speaking to last week, he joined the stream. He actually has been chatting to me during the week, so we'll see. Potentially someone that might want to join us. So we'll see. Oh, I've got to move the crane. Let's get the crane going. Yeah, I'm really trying to get Mr. Bobbles into it because I think it'd be really fun to have him play, but he's actually really starting to get into these sort of games too. Because I got so many of them, he started playing I think it was it might have been Car Mechanic Simulator. He started playing that. He started getting into sim games. Because usually what happens is he'll see me playing something and he'll usually give it a crack. But yeah, he's done really well in his end of year exams. So he put the hard word on his mum. He's got my wife over the barrel, so she's gonna have to buy him a bunch of games for Christmas. I mean, I can't complain. If buying him some games on Steam gets him into a good university, I'll pay that price. As long as he's doing his study, that's what I've told him. You just do your studies. You can play all the games you want, long as you keep your grades up. Don't become like your old man and be good at nothing except computers. Well, to be fair, I was actually, like, at school, I was really good at English, history. I was going to be a journalist. That was my original plan. Imagine me as a games journalist. I think my views are a little bit too different to the average gaming journalist. I don't think I'd keep a job very long. A little bit too passionate about gaming to be a journalist. Okay, we need windows. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah. Thanks again for that tip. See, when you're not around, everything falls apart. You'd think by now I'd have this this streaming thing down. Okay, we need some boards for the roof. Can I jump on top of this? Ah, there we go. Yeah, boy. Okay, I need 27 of those. Okay, and then we need some more beams. Let's buy some of those. Whoops. Yeah, we're hammering this. We'll have time for a second build, I reckon. I want to get through 2. Now, there are 3 in the game, but we probably won't have time for the 3rd tonight. But like I said, I've streamed this several times on Twitch, so... And it is getting to the quiet period of the year. So I imagine we'll be playing this again. I mean, I've been doing really well. Like, Playway been sending me some games and it's been great, but I think it's just because it's had really good reception on here. Like, a lot of people are really loving the simulation games. And to be honest, I'd be playing them anyway, so... Usually when things... I've been saying, like, oh, when things quiet down, I'm going to do this, but honestly, we're right up to Christmas, and I've actually got another set of games already I've been sent for next week, so it's crazy. I am not running out of games anytime soon. I'm not complaining. I've got some Souls-likes, I've got some climbing games, I've got a parkour game I can't wait to show you. Got some really good ones. I had to... I actually had a completely different plan for this week, and then Playway out of nowhere just was like, here, take these. And I'm like, okay. If I have to. You twisted my arm. I guess I'll play them. Now, I've got some more of their games I'm going to be showcasing on YouTube, but I found that it's kind of... I'm starting to move more towards streaming because I get... one is... It seems like these games work a lot better in a long-form format. Like, making a short YouTube video just doesn't... I don't think it does them the justice of a longer stream where I can actually sit here and do 2 or 3 builds instead of trying to pack it into a 10-20 minute video. So it depends. I guess it depends on the game. Like House Builder is a great game for a stream because the average build is going to take you upwards of an hour. We're actually doing pretty well. I'm making pretty good time. I wondered if I get time, and I guess I kind of I'm. It's only that I've got so many games. I'm doing so many of these. When things slow down over Christmas, I'll probably do some Souls likes. I might go back and pick up a few games that I've previously played as well. I've got a ton of games that I want to stream, but including ones I've bought. Like I have actually bought a couple of games. Oh, I guess I can't add these using the nail gun. I'm going to add them by hand. Like I said, Mr. Bobble's got the new Resident Evil. I haven't even played that yet. And the Steam sales are on, actually, so I did get a couple of Steam vouchers from one of my friends. I helped him out with some computer problems, so he's like, I know about this newfangled Steam thing. I know you like it, so here you go. Here's a Steam voucher. I'm like, you didn't have to do that, but I'll take it. I'm probably going to pick up something like Dead Space. I'm going to try the new Dead Space. And I will grab... I've really been thinking about buying a turn-based strategy game, maybe a Souls-like. I don't have many Souls-likes on PC. Like, I've got a couple, but they're not... they're more like, old-school pixel art style Souls-likes. I haven't got anything like Bloodborne. I've been thinking about... I mean, Lukey and me have been playing this one game, but it's very expensive at the moment, which is the only reason why I haven't picked it up. And Christmas time, most people, including myself, is tapped out. I jumped on the Steam store and I'm like, I have to buy my friends' games. Get all the... do all my Christmas shopping. I don't have a huge friends list. But I usually... usually around Christmas time, the sales start and all my mates start like, here, have this game for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, now I have to get you something. Not that I'm complaining, but I like to try and reciprocate. I was a bit selfish though. I'm probably going, if I am going to be buying games for my mates, it'll probably be games that I've got that we can play together. I'm thinking something like what's a game me and Lukey were playing together we really liked? Misery. I was thinking of Misery because we had a lot of fun playing that. It was me, Lukey, and Tuttle. We were all playing it together and we were having fun. Now that stupid copyright claim's being thrown out. I'm really glad they got rid of that. I mean, I knew it was going to happen because we all know it was spurious. There's no merit to it. But yeah, I'd be down to play more Misery. I mean, I have enough trouble trying to keep up with Lukey and the boys. I'd love to do our sessions a bit more frequently, but to be honest, I have trouble just keeping up with our current schedule, let alone adding more. I need like an extra 10 hours in the week. Okay, now we need some decorations, so we're going to add those. Let's go for some flowers. We do need flowers, so maybe a tree could go here. Okay, tree doesn't count. That sucks. That would have been nice. It needs to be flowers. Okay, we can probably put I'm gonna go red here. And we can do purple. Hey, that looks good. There you go. Maybe I should have been an interior designer. That's actually pretty nice. Okay, so we'll do purples here. And red. There we go. That's not too bad. Okay, and let's go for some plants here. Oh, why isn't that working? Oh, the bottom, going to be on the bottom floor. Okay. I think here will be a good spot to set up our outdoor area, so we can get some downstairs bushes here. Maybe some dog rose. Can I get a plant climber up in here? Somewhere nice. Oh, I can do it here. I don't know if it counts. I can try. I don't have climber plants. Maybe one of those. Nope, no good. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that plant. Let's grab a bouncing Betty. Oh, what is that? Let's give it a try. Okay, that works. And we'll grab some ferns, because ferns are a good plant to have inside. Let's do 3 of those there. Oh, that didn't work. We need flowers. They're going to be flowers. Some chamomile to, you know, makes things a little chill. That works. And then we'll put some pot plants down the side here. I'm thinking maybe these. Yeah. Okay. Don't give up your day job. I don't think I'm going to be an interior designer anytime soon. I was actually doing some digital art earlier this week. There was a guy at work wanted some stuff done. He's like, I'm going to go on Fiverr and I'm going to get these banners and logos printed up. And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's like $200 for a logo. And I'm like laughing. And he's like, no, I'm serious. They want $200 for one logo. I'm like, mate, I could knock that together in a vector drawing program. He's like, no, you can't. It wouldn't be the same. And yeah, granted, it wasn't as good, but it was damn sight cheaper than $200. Well, it was cheaper because I didn't charge him anything for it. Yeah, as we get close to Christmas, we've got our shutdown period, so I'm hoping to get at least a couple of days off between now and the new year. Catch up on some games. Maybe do a few extra streams, we'll see, I don't know. I know Mr. Bobbles is keen to do a few. He's got a few games he wants to play, so... we need gutters on the roof. But first, in go the windows. Looking good, looking good. Maybe that tree was not a good choice because it's kind of clipping through the window, so that's okay though. Just pretend you didn't see that. Okay, we'll pop these windows in. Nearly done, 84%. So we've got a little bit left and then we're going to move on to our next build. Beautiful. Okay. A couple of skirting boards, which I've already got. Oh, okay. These ones. No? Really? Oh, there we go. Okay, we need glass. Okay, need 3 of those. We're kind of getting close to the end of the build, so I am going to be a bit more precise on what I order. Because if we do have some wastage, I can throw it out. I can throw it into the dumpster and get some money back, but as you can see, I kind of miscalculated. I've got these bricks here that I didn't need, so there was a bit of wastage in this build, but I'm more focused on getting it done quickly so you guys can see what it looks like, rather than, you know, if I have a bit of wastage, I don't care. As you can see here, I'm wasting a bit of money, but I've made a bit of money. Okay, gotta place these by hand. Generally, when you do a build, you'll make maybe $1,000 on top if you're lucky. So, as I said, I've probably done about 100 builds now, so the money started to add up. Maybe a couple of grand for the bigger builds. So, I'm not hurting for money right now. $230,000, so we'll be right, mate. Got the cash to splash. Let's go and get those last 4 boards. That was a waste. I got a whole pallet for 4 boards. Whatever, who cares? Okay. Oh, and we need some tiles. So let's get 36 tiles. And we'll drop these extras over here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, side windows. Where are they at? Over here.
Congratulations.
96%. Okay, and we need more floor tiles, so exactly 48. Yeah, generally over the Christmas break, I found in all other previous years things slow down from a development front. And I use the break to catch up on games I may have previously streamed, or I take a break from streaming entirely. Last year I just played some games I'd picked up through the year. But this year has been different. It's probably the first year ever where I've actually had more games than I can cover for the first time ever. In fact, I have another set of games I was originally going to cover before this, but yeah, given Playway did this Christmas update, I wanted to cover these tonight. Oop, I need to get up onto the roof. So the games I originally planned, they're going to be next week. There's our first build. 39 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now, I think we can squeeze in one more, so let's do one more build. Because why not? So we're going to build a manor house. Now this is going to be a bit bigger than our first build, so we're gonna pull out all the stops. We're gonna lock in. We're gonna get this done right quick because I've got one more game from Playway, and I've saved the best till last. And don't worry, we'll come back and I'll do follow-up streams on this. And I've got more games from Playway that are planned as well, so... Like I said, I am a huge fan. I've done several streams for their games. I've bought their games. I actually purchased one of their games called Mech Mechanic Simulator. So I put my money where my mouth is. I buy their games, and occasionally they will send me stuff. What do I need? I need concrete over here. Oh, I've got concrete already. I don't have to make it? Oh, okay. I guess we just chuck it in here. No? Oh, okay. Well, that was a waste. I just busted those concrete mixers, so let's get those out of here. Yeah, I've got plenty more Playway games where that came from. And I mean, what? I was not planning on getting in the crane. I was trying to get the wheelbarrow. There we go. Bro, stop. I want the wheelbarrow. There we go. Maybe not ideal placement for the, there we go. Not a big deal. Okay, and oh, we need more wheelbarrows and stuff. I should have restocked the mixer. That's gonna get annoying real quick. I think this should be placed over here somewhere so that doesn't happen. Yeah, this is my go-to game when I've had a stressful day, and I just want to relax and switch off because there's no urgency on your builds. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. And I'm going to put another load on because I'm sure we're going to need more. All this concrete has to be here for a reason. Okay, beautiful. That'll be ready to go. Savage. Okay, we need more bricks. A hell of a lot more bricks. Usually you get enough to start the build and then you kind of have to go and buy some bits and bobs yourself, but generally after you've done maybe 4 or 5 builds, you can build a bit of a cushion. You maybe have like 10 grand up your sleeve, and that's going to cover most builds unless it's a really big build. And you can sell the properties once you're finished building. That's how you make your money. Am I out of bricks? I'm completely out of bricks. Okay, we need 320. I guess I'm going to buy them. Too bad it wasn't 420. Okay, stucco exterior. No, we need these. 320. Oh, okay. We can only get them in blocks or 2. That's okay. Makes sense. Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's get these stacked up. And maybe I will... Well, let's do this and then I'll see how many I need. Now you can imagine how long this would take if I didn't have the fancy skill upgrades I've got now. You'd be looking at 3 or 4 hours for a build. But honestly, for me, I don't really look at the time. I'm just kind of... I'll kick this on when I'm just wanting to de-stress after a long day. Or what I usually do is I have a few go-to games I'll go to. So basically, if I'm playing a Souls-like, I'll also have a backup game, something chill. Something you can just play without getting stressed. And generally, this is my backup game. So if I'm playing, say I'm playing Lies of P, or I'm playing Dark Souls 3 again, or if I'm Bloodborne or something like that, you can't just play just those sort of games. You've got to have a backstop, something you can play where you're just getting, you may be getting really stressed and I just need to play something else. This is that game for me. So I was recently doing a review for a climbing game, and it was one of those games where it's kind of like a rage game, where you die hundreds of times. And this is my backlog. I get really, my backstop. I get really frustrated, and I'm like, I need something that is not going to make me angry, and this is the game. This is what I play. Ooh, 500 bricks. Okay. Methinks we're not going to make a lot of money on this build. I'm probably going to lose money. Just due to the sheer amount of building materials I need to get. Okay, let's get another one going. Yeah, I'll be there in a sec, bro. Just getting the first load squared away. And I'm probably going to need one more, because this is 180 blocks, so... You going to drive through my house, man? Please don't do that. I haven't even built it yet and you're trying to smash it down. Not cool, bro. Okay, 125, so we just get 2. There we go. I mean, I made a bit of money. I've got 200. I made 3 grand from the last build. We're ahead. Oh, maybe 2 grand. The only thing is, like, money in this game isn't used apart from buying new properties. So generally, you'll pay an amount of money for a property, but once you've done like 10 or 20 builds, you've got that much money behind you, you can buy anything you want. I'm not saying that to complain. I'm just saying, you know, it's kind of that's why this game's so chill. You just kind of do what you want, build at your own pace, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, that's probably why I like this so much. It's just so chill. You just play at your own pace. Do your own thing. And if you want a game that's a little bit more high stakes, then you can play the next game that we're going to be playing. So, I mean, Playway are really good at just every week I see a new game from them. Like, oh, now I'm driving a car. Now I'm being a doctor. Then I'm you know, fixing computers. Then I'm like running a farm. Then I'm, you know, growing drugs. I'm fixing guns up. But there's always something in the game. That's what I like the most about them, because the game's just so unique. There's just nothing else out there. That's why I recommend them, because they're games that I would buy myself. And they do have regular sales, and that's the thing. They're a budget indie game developer. You can spend $100 on whatever EA slop is out there, or you can spend $20 and get the same amount of enjoyment, or probably more in some cases, from a game that you know, you're supporting a developer that doesn't hate you. That's the thing. Like, a lot of AAA gaming companies now, I get the sense that they just don't like their audience. They're not making the games to satisfy, to please the people that are buying them. And, you know, Playway take a lot of risks. Like, I remember when Drug Dealer Simulator came out, and I'm like, there's no other company that would do this at the time. And then now you've got like Schedule 1, and you know, even though that game is really good, we have to pay respect to the game that kind of started the trend. You know, there would be no Schedule 1, there'd be no Weedcraft, there wouldn't be any of those games if Drug Dealer Simulator hadn't existed. And I remember when it first came out, a lot of journalists, they treated it like it was radioactive. They're like, this game is terrible, who'd want to play this? And then I mean, Drug Dealer Simulator is probably in my top 5. And that's one I've streamed as well. Actually, me and Mr. Bobbles play it. I didn't. My wife gave me the side eye the first time, because he's describing it. And, you know, Mum, I played this game and we're dealing drugs. I'm like, well, to put it in context, yes, but technically it's a business management simulator game. She didn't believe me. But I wasn't lying. It is. It's a business management simulator. It's just that, you know, the business that you're managing just happens to be illegal. Semantics. Semantics. Okay, we need more concrete. Good thing I have just the thing. Did the crane just disappear? The crane was here. It's just gone. Okay. I guess we don't have to worry about that crane bug anymore. We're going to need one more batch of concrete, so let's get some more of that bad boy in here. yeah, I've actually got a bunch of other games. Like I said earlier, I plan to stream. I'm very, very fortunate this year. It's kind of my Twitch channel. I wouldn't say it's blowing up, but it's certainly grown. A large part due to me covering games like this. I have a very big audience that like these games. When I say very big, I mean for me it's very big. I need 10 of these. And when I got the first game off Playway, I had like 100 people subscribed, and they were mainly from my YouTube channel, so they took a big chance on me. And even though, like, I've seen that other publishers, as you look around on YouTube, there's a lot of publishers that it's all about the numbers game. They look at your channel and they say you've got to have X amount of people following you, and you need to have X amount of people on your social media, and your videos need to have this many people. And some of the games I cover for Playway are less popular than others, but they're one of the few developers that just they've kept supporting me through when things are less popular, when things are more popular. They've just generally been awesome. So, and I'll keep covering their games as long as I keep getting them. I'm eyeing up the sales. The Steam Winter sales started, and while they were incredibly generous, there was a few games they weren't able to get me keys for, and I've been looking at the sales, and I'm like, when that goes on sale, I'm just gonna buy it. I've been saving my pennies, saving my shekels. I mean, I'm usually pretty frugal with my purchases, because I get so many review games. I just don't see the point in buying dozens and dozens of games, and I've already got so many offers from different developers. But generally, when things start to slow down, that's kind of this Christmas time is when I start. Like a lot of people, whenever Steam sales come, I'll buy up. Like over Christmas, I'll probably spend maybe $100, a couple of $100, but then I'll just buy nothing for the next 12 months. That'll see me through to the next Christmas. Usually when I see something that I like, so 60-70% off, I'll snap it up. It depends. Usually, if it's Souls-like, I'll buy it on PlayStation. I tend to use the console for playing Souls games and card games and that, but that's starting to change because there's a lot of really good card games on Steam. Hence, the one we were looking at earlier tonight. Okay, rebar. Let's get these set up. We're making good progress. We're a third of the way through. I'm just mindful of time because I've got some other games I want to show you, and I'll probably have to come back and do a part 2 on these. But I mean, House Builder I've streamed probably 5 times now. Like, there's always new DLC coming out, and that's one of the other things I like about Playway. They tend to support their games well after they've been on the store for a few years, and they will drop DLC, but the DLC is always very, like, I know a lot of people like, oh, they've got DLC for everything, but honestly, it's it's a lot less predatory than some of the bigger companies, and like it's hard to complain when a DLC drops in. It's like $5. I mean, if I can play something for 6 or 7 hours and I paid like $5 for it, I think that's pretty good value for money. If they were stiffing me for 20 or 30 bucks, I'll be like, yeah, fair enough. But the average DLC for these games, it's like the price of a coffee, so. It depends on the game. Like usually, anything Gunsmith Simulator, I'll kind of pick up on principle because I love Gunsmith Simulator. I didn't get the new DLC though. I did request the new DLC, but I know Playway, they've got a lot of people requesting keys from them, so they can't send me everything. I would like to. I probably will have a look and see if that's in the sales. Okay, I am gonna have to buy these. I don't think we've got any. Oh no, that's them. We'll take those. Thank you, sir. We need 35. Okay, yeah, we haven't got enough. Gonna need more, son. So let's buy some more. 35. I've got 12. So what's that? That's 17. I had to think for a second there. My poor little brain. We just get 20. I can't be bothered quibbling. If it's close to what I want and I'm gonna waste a couple, I'm not too concerned. I got money. I've been playing this game for a while, so like my cash flow is very, very, very healthy. I am somewhat of a tycoon at this game now. Oh, did I? Oh, I'm a smooth brain. I got the maths out. Damn. Bro, can you even math? That was sad. That was sad. What am I doing? The computer guy can't add. Shem for spue. Okay, we definitely don't have those. Yep. We do not have those. I'm gonna... Oh! We don't have those. 5 seconds later, we've got those. I have a bricklaying skill, which makes this super easy. You can just point it their general direction, and then boom, bricks are laid. Normally I'd have to do these one at a time, but I usually will turn the skill progression off if I'm just building off stream. The only problem is if you turn it off, you reset all your skills, so you have to get them all again. I've done that 3 times. It doesn't take long to get your skills back. Okay, so we need some decorations. Okay, I'm gonna do it over here. What's over here? Build a maze. Oh, okay. I see. I see. We need a tall hedge. Somewhere. I'm guessing that. There we go. Okay. Let's place these here. Over here, bro. What are you doing? What's going on? Won't build over there. It's kind of sticking. I won't. Okay. Fine. Oh, are they locking on where I have to place them, are they? There we go. Okay. I can just go anywhere. Alright. That's alright. We can do that. Okay, it's not exactly what we want, but close enough, I reckon. Let's go. Why is it floating up in the air? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. That's really ugly. Let's repair that. Not a big fan of that being in that spot, but I don't think I can do anything with it. It won't let me move it. Bro. Oh, that's ugly. Okay. Let me just maybe move this. That's better. Okay. Okay, and let's just add an end point here. There we go. And then they can add a treasure or whatever they want there. That'll do. Okay, and then we need a set of decorations. Okay, do we need decorations here? Let's add some. Some flowers by the entrance. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Where do you want the decorations then? I don't know where we're supposed to put these decorations. Bro. I'm putting them down, but it's not doing anything. Okay, let's get back on there. Decorate the pond. Okay. I'm guessing this. No? Ah, there we go. Maybe we'll add some different flowers on this side. We'll add some here. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. I guess it has to be a flower specifically. Okay. Well, if that's what you want, that's what you get. We'll add some ferns on this side. Oh, okay. You being really specific today. Guess it'll just have to be these. These seem to be the only things that work. Okay, well, that's what you want. That's what you get. Done. That was a bit finicky, but that's okay. Alright, so we need more concrete. Surprise, surprise. 4 buckets. I'm gonna need oh, we got these. Okay, never mind. I mean, I probably should finish this just in case we need more. Wouldn't hurt to have a fresh batch. Good to go. Okay. Alright, so next thing we need is some more bricks. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Six of those. We've got a bit of waste, but that's okay. We're actually going to make a fair bit of money on this build, I reckon. And you don't need to sell the builds you make, but that's how you mainly make a profit in the game. You construct a house, you buy the plot of land, you build the house, you sell the house, and then you use the profits you make to buy more. Now, once you get a certain amount of money, you just stop worrying about selling houses. You just buy them and keep them all for yourself. That's what I've been doing. Okay, so we need a couple of these. We need 4 bottom columns, 4 pillars, 4 tops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I've got a ridiculous amount of money at the moment, so oh, do I need to? I can't pick these up. Oh, okay. All right, we'll just chuck these to the side here for now. Get the truck out of the way before it barrels through the middle of my new house. It is actually trying to drive through the house right now, so please don't demolish this house. You're going to make my entire build pointless if you decide to turn it into rubble. It is... Oh, no, the guy's smart enough to turn around. Thank you. Please don't run over all the things I purchased too. Bro. Trying to make a profit here. Okay. Yeah, these are heavy, so we have to move them by hand. Okay, and then I think we need to do the back. Yeah, okay. Right about now, I would like to use that wheelbarrow to carry these, but I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Thankfully, bro is pretty strong. He's been hitting the gym. We can just casually lift this over our head and carry it around. I mean, anyone who can carry 30 bricks as well as a stone columns, he's pretty jacked. This guy's been eating his Wheaties. Can't remember the last time I lifted a stone column over my head and ran around. Because it didn't happen. We're about halfway though. We're doing good. There we go. Next thing we need is some banisters. Oh, 16. It's a nice round number. Perfection. Please don't run into the house. Go the other way, sir. Just casually driving through the front of the house. It's so hard to find good help these days. Okay, then we need some bricks. I don't have enough. I'll use what I've got though. Okay, 25. We'll just grab a slab. See, in Australia, when you say I'm getting a slab, that actually means I'm getting beer. Because our beers come in slabs. They're like a big block of beers. I don't drink as much as the average Australian, though. The big C kind of changed that for me, though. Like a lot of people. When you're stuck inside your house for years on end, you've got to do something to try and keep yourself sane. I mean, I'm a hermit at the best of times, but I think it was just something about it being enforced, especially when there were so many of people that didn't have the luxury of working from home. That's probably one of the only good things that happened about the events of the last few years. Now, remote work is somewhat normalized. I worked full-time in the office before then. I still work in the office part-time, but I'm very glad that I'm not stuck doing it 5 days a week. But who knows? I mean, eventually things are going to go back to the way they were, but for the moment, I'm happy with the way things are.
You did it!
We live in hope that things remain the same, but I make no illusions. Oh, okay, I can't carry any more. Might have something to do with the fact I'm carrying 65 bricks, but that's okay. We'll drop these onto the roof. I'll go back and get the rest. Yeah, I really have gotten into simulation games in the last few years. And I think that I probably wouldn't have played them if not for Playway. Because, you know when you're... especially when you're a bit of a bit frugal with your game purchases like me. I generally do a lot of research into what games I buy, and generally, if I think it's a game that there's even a chance that I'm not going to mesh with it, I generally will just give it a miss, or at least that's what I used to do. But the option to get a game for review means that you have the luxury of trying something out you wouldn't normally pay for. And I think that's been the biggest thing for me, because it's actually taken me out of my comfort zone. I'm playing a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't even touch, and I'm finding that I'm getting a taste for these different genres of games. You know, my taste used to be very narrow. It was just boomer shooters and survival games. Not even survival games, actually. It was, probably Project Zomboid was the only survival game I played, but it was pretty much I would play Doom, I would play Unreal Tournament or Counter Strike, and it was just FPS games because that was kind of what I grew up on. I would occasionally play turn-based strategy games because my dad used to play them, but yeah, very very limited sort of scope, which is a shame because there's a lot of really, really fun games out there, but, people fall into habits, right? You get a particular taste in game or a particular genre of game you play, and then you don't play anything else. Visual novels is probably another one, and that's an example of one that's not popular. So, on my Twitch channel, I don't stream a lot of visual novels because my audience doesn't have a lot of taste for them. And generally, when I stream them, people kind of switch off. So, what I find is I do occasionally get them, but they're very niche ones from very small developers. So, visual novels are a game I don't play a whole lot of because, at the end of the day, I can be self-indulgent, but I need to pick games at least that my audience are going to be interested in, because it's only fair on the publishers. If they're sending me games that no one even cares about, there's very little reason for them to send me something to review, because they're not going to generate any sales, or at least they're not going to generate eyes across it. So it is what it is. But I do occasionally sneak a visual novel game into a stream. I'll pick one up, or I'll buy it myself, or occasionally I'll get a publisher that'll send me one, and then I'll happily pick it up, but I'll know. Usually I'll tell them, like, this is not going to go. I don't have a huge audience for it. A lot of my audience don't really play these sort of games. I'm happy to cover it for you, but just be aware that it's probably going to be one that the only person who's going to enjoy it is going to be me. Another one is parkour. For some reason, I love parkour games, but I know a lot of people who play them on Steam are like hardcore parkour gamers. So, you have the guys that can finish an entire game without even dying, get every jump perfect. I can't do that.
Impressive.
Speedrunners, that's another one. I'm not a speedrunner. I've done a few speedruns, but it's not really my my area of expertise. I like hard games that require a lot of effort and a lot of sometimes a lot of time to finish. But I'm not huge into speedrunning. But I recently started playing parkour games, and that's mainly just because publishers sent them to me. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'll try this new genre out. And I found I had a bit of a taste for it, so there you go. I can be a little self-indulgent from time to time, just as long as I'm not self-indulgent all the time. Okay, we're just gonna add the cladding. Oh, that's it. Like visually, that kind of hurts my eyes. The blur effect there from that cladding. I need more. I need more. We don't have enough. Oh, we had plyboard there. I went and bought some for nothing. That was dumb. Okay, let's get some cladding. We need 59. We got 59. Surely I've got styrofoam. There we go. That'll be them. I need one left over. Who cares? Close enough. This stuff's made of styrofoam, so it's like light as hell. Yeah, that blur effect's kind of a little bit hard on the eyes. I'm glad I don't have to use a lot of this stuff. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, we need a bit of flooring now. Oh wow, we need a lot. Give me all the good stuff. Gonna make that money. Sorry, Mr. Truck Driver, you're gonna have to be patient. This stuff, it is not light. So we're going to bust all this out now. Okay, next is, what do we need? That stuff. I'm guessing this marble windowsill. Let's just maybe buy the 7 just in case I'm wrong. Whoops. One too many. Do. What next? Oh, roofing. Okay, we got that. This stuff here. Oh man, I'm full up. Okay. So, tiles over here. Foam over there. And these over here. And we're not going to need rebar, so the rebar can go there. Surely that will be enough. No, this stuff's heavy. It's heavy as hell. Okay. No, better get laying it. Lay down that roof tile. Now, I've never done roofing. I did, when I was younger, I had a job doing network cabling. Back in the day. I got up on a roof. Went straight through it. Knackered my back. I'm lucky I didn't die, actually. If I had landed on the concrete, I probably would have died. And then who would you listen to? Yeah, I think after that I was like, yeah, I probably need to find something a little bit less dangerous. Not the most dangerous job in the world, but maybe something that's not going to require me to climb up on a roof. I'm not the most athletic guy. That being said, I have been doing pretty well lately. I decided I was going to go on a diet about try and do some lifestyle changes. It's been going well, actually. Not Mr. Universe, but I've dropped about, I think about 10 pounds. Just in time to put it back on again for Christmas. I'd like to say it was because of intense exercise, but it's mainly just been lifestyle changes, eating a bit better, doing, using the car less, walking more, little things. But yeah, like a lot of people, yeah, during COVID, I went from, walking to the office to working remotely. And yeah, when the whole family's at home, apart from, doing all the usual stuff, I just wasn't getting as much exercise as I used to. And it wasn't like a whole lot of weight that I put on straight away, but it was just kind of like over the years. I'm like, about a year ago, I was like, yeah, okay, I got to do something about this. I've never been super skinny. I've always been like had a couple extra pounds, but I'm like, I try and keep it under control. Especially as you get older, so it gets a lot harder to keep the weight off. Okay, need 2 of these bad boys. I mean, especially when you do what I do for a living, it's not like I'm doing, intensive exercise every day. So it is easy to pack the weight on if you're not careful. Especially if you're a bit fond of coffees like me, and I picked up a few bad habits. I think mainly alcohol too. That you can put on a lot of weight with that. I've never been a big drinker, but I did pick up a habit of drinking a couple more extra than what I should. I'd like to say I've completely dropped off drinking, but when you're an Australian, that's kind of near impossible. I mean, generally when I drink, it's actually when I'm gaming. So usually, when I stream in the warmer months, I'll like have 1 beer, and maybe 2. Maybe 3, depends on the stream. But yeah, I'll have like maybe 1 or 2 beers with me. It's a bit cold now, so I'm not drinking that much. Those that'll do it. I think I got it exact. We'll find out. My thing is, I love these sort of sim games, but I don't have the time to check out all of the other companies that are doing it. Like I know that, I mean, Playway are pretty much still the market leader in my opinion, by a great degree. But I've noticed there are some other companies getting into the simulation game market, and I think it's good to have a bit of, some extra options. I still think that Playway is pretty much the market leader and probably remain that way for the foreseeable future. They've just got a talent for picking games. You know what I mean? Like they're one of the things I think the most. One things I like the most is that they'll pick a genre that no one would like. They'll pick a job like dealing drugs or making guns or something that no one would ever think would be a good fit for a simulation game, and then it will just work. It will work. Somehow they will get it to work. You know, the games are set in Egypt, games making alcohol, you know, moonshining, all this sort of stuff. Why does how can none of these be right? Surely one of them are right. No? Got to be missing something here. I guess it's got to be the front. There we go. I guess I'll just fill in what I can. And then we'll figure out the missing spots, shall we? There we go. Okay, we can only do the bottom of these windows for now. That's okay. Okay, I've got to be missing something here. Let's buy, say, 5 of these. 5 of these. 5 of these. We'll buy more of those, 10 of those. I'm just going to grab a little bit of everything and then we can figure out what works. One of the advantages when you have a lot of money, I can solve these problems a little faster if it means splashing a bit of cash around. I've got the money to do it. There we go. That's what I needed. That was a missing piece. Boom, and boom, and boom. Let's go, son. We have the money. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the profit. Okay, one more. We're missing one. Okay, what is next? What is next? We need 4 of these. We're very close. We've got this. Now, what are my final thoughts on this DLC? I'm going to be honest, I actually liked the other DLCs a little better. And the reason why I liked those DLCs was they had a very unique vibe. So, for example, the Mechacha DLC had this kind of reclaimed, recycled items build. So, but making things out of shipping containers or old ships and stuff like that. This is just more of like horticulture, agriculture. I don't dislike it. It's just that the previous DLCs were really, really good. So I guess I'm being a little bit hard on this one, but that's just because the other ones were really, really well done. So this would probably be, I wouldn't say it's the weakest out of all the DLCs, but it's definitely, if you had to pick one, I'd say you might want to instead try the Mechacha DLC. There's a Atomic Age. Atomic Age is my favorite because that one, it's all about like bunkers and post-apocalyptic. So you know that's right up my alley. So let's just buy these. I can't find them anywhere. That being said, like I said, these are very, very budget-friendly games. Like I can justify paying $6. So the Steam sales are on now, and I had a bit of a look before I started streaming because it's hard for me to recommend something. Like if I recommend something to my friends, and I'm getting a review copy and they're paying $50 for it, yeah, it's a bit hard to recommend. It's a lot easier for me to recommend a Playway game because their games are always on sale. They're always really budget friendly. You rarely will be spending more than $20 in a sale. And for DLCs, $5. I saw this on sale. It's probably like $6-7. For that price, we've already spent over 2 hours in the game, and that's just to do 2 builds. And keeping in mind that is because I have an end game set up. So I have all the skills in the game, I have all the upgrades, so I can just bang one of these out in under an hour. If you're playing this as a new player and you start these DLCs and you do these builds, you're looking at about 3 or 4 hours minimum per build. So you got 3 builds in the game. Well, let's say 3 hours. You've got 9 hours of content there, and also you'll come back and do these more than once. The ones I like this one was actually a pretty good build. I'd come back and do this a second time. So I think value for money. These DLCs are fantastic, and the fact that Playway are still dropping content for this game, even though House Builder 2 has come out, is fantastic, and I do hope to see more. I'm really looking forward to seeing more support for this. And more importantly, I am looking forward to seeing them implement this in House Builder 2, because House Builder 2 is very light on content. Now, it has been out for a shorter time, I understand that, but I'd really like to see some budget updates to House Builder 2. Nice little pop-ups. And look, I just realised they're already working on it. They're Playway, look at that. So they're actually working on a House Builder 2. So here we go. Here's a bit of information for you. All of the DLCs for House Builder and House Builder itself on sale right now, $50. So that's House Builder and 8 DLC for $50. You've got probably 100 hours of content there. And I say that as someone who's bought their games. So, yeah, highly recommended from me. I think this is probably the gold standard for simulation games. This and Gunsmith Simulator are kind of my go-to games. And I think this definitely represents Playway's best formula yet. So I'm hoping number 2, House Builder 2, gets a bit more content, but we're going to move on to the next game. I highly recommend to go and check out this game. If you're only going to buy one Playway game or 2, you want House Builder, Gunsmith Simulator. They're the 2 best, the tip-top ones that they've made. So you're gonna really get some value out of this game. But we're going to move on to our third game for the evening.